Today I fucked up by accidentally making my entire extended family think I'm a drug dealer. I've been selling on eBay for like 6 months now, mostly electronics and vintage stuff I find at thrift stores. Nothing crazy, but I've been making decent side money, and actually managed to save up a couple $100, which felt pretty good. Anyways, I keep all my inventory in these white plastic bags in my car trunk, cause I'm too lazy to bring them inside. At the wedding earlier this month, I parked kind of far, and my aunt needed her phone charger from her car. I offered to grab it since I was heading out anyway to get something from mine. I pop my trunk, and there's literally like 15 white plastic bags stuffed with random electronics, cords, old iPods, you name it. I grab what I need and close it. Apparently my uncle saw me and caught a glimpse of me shutting a trunk full of white bags. He tells my other uncle. They tell my mom. By the time I get back inside for dinner, there's this weird vibe, and people keep giving me looks. Finally, my mom pulls me aside all concerned and asks if everything is okay, and if I need help with anything. I'm so confused until she straight up asks if I'm selling drugs. Turns out half my family now thinks those bags are full of pills or something. I've been treating my family to dinner more often lately since I actually have some money saved aside for once, and apparently that just made them more suspicious. Like me picking up the tab at restaurants was somehow proof I was dealing. My mom literally said, "We noticed you've been spending more," like it was evidence LMAO. I had to literally show them my eBay account and explain what I actually do. My cousin was dying laughing, but my grandma still looks at me weird. Pretty sure Thanksgiving is gonna be awkward as hell now. Too long did not read. Sold stuff on eBay, kept inventory in white bags in my trunk, started treating family to dinners with my savings. They connected the dots wrong and thought I was a drug dealer who sees white bags in a car and assumes they're full of drugs. Asking questions is bad for your health. They must have thought you were Escobar level if your drugs took up an entire trunk full of bags. I cannot think of any way those things could be packaged that would make them look even a little bit like drugs, unless you were casually keeping hundreds of thousands of dollars worth in your car. Even the size of a smaller old iPod would make the bag far too large to be any sort of drug. Well, except weed, I guess. I can relate to this one. My family thought I was doing cocaine at 13. I got home from school with my mom, brother, and SIL waiting at the door. They sit me down and ask a bunch of questions before my brother finally just asks if I'm snorting cocaine. At that point I vaguely knew what cocaine was from movies, but didn't really know how it worked. After I convinced them I wasn't, they presented the reason for their concern. A mirror and razor blade that was sitting on my dresser. It had been part of my survival kit for Boy Scouts. I needed a needle and thread from the kit, but just left the stuff I took out on my dresser instead of putting it all back. That's the day I learned the context of snorting lines. Please ask your uncle if he's doing drugs, because no sane person sees white plastic bags in a trunk and immediately assumes they're drugs. Like, why does he have such a bad impression of you? Today I fucked up by wearing my normal clothes to a work dinner. I work at this place since May, so I'm pretty new. I'm a goth and my fashion sense is a bit eccentric. Not in the way that I wear white face paint and to pay my hair, but in the always overdressed, frills and bows all day, and never wears pants way. Say Victorian Gothic. Also completely dressed in black with maybe a few color accents when I feel like it. At work I follow the dress code, boring, tasteless plain clothing ordered from SHEIN in the happy colors brown and beige. No offense, but it feels horrid wearing them. Like SpongeBob in that episode where he's normal. I know it may sound edgy, but wearing plain clothes has always been uncomfortable to me. My co-workers decided on a Christmas dinner, which would take place in a small group of 9-10 people at a restaurant in town. Because it's a private meeting and everyone said they'd wear their normal pretty clothes. Their words, not mine. I decided to wear mine as well. Mind you, I don't have any normal clothes besides my few pieces that I wear at work, so I wouldn't even have fancy non-black/non-goth attire. I decided to go for a Christmas black/red combination, picking a black blouse, fluffy skirt, and red bolero, which fit the little red ribbon I put in my hair. Light makeup without lipstick because eating, and black ballerinas. At the restaurant everyone wore something casual. Fuck. Literally jeans, maybe a pretty jacket, but that's it. I was sticking out very badly. My co-workers were shocked when they saw me, looked at each other in a telling way, one even laughing and going, "Okay, guess Opie really takes this seriously." Now add whispering after I left for the restroom, and quick stopping of whispering when they noticed me coming back. Oh whelp, This place doesn't pay that well anyways. Too long did not read. Wore goth fashion to a work-related Christmas dinner. Unintentionally became a hot topic. A hot topic. Heh. They couldn't handle the serve you were giving nail polish. OP, you could have just said gothic Lolita instead of trying to describe goth, but not goth like that, lol. You'll be the cool auntie/uncle with fun stories like that while they'll be stuck up and boring forever. A W in my books. Just don't bring it up. Let them. If they're shocked, play dumb. Like, well, yeah, I like being myself outside of work. And I be always been like that. Brown businessy is boring, I could never enjoy it. I also stand out a bit, and I totally understand you. I'm somewhere in between, but I don't have too many normal girly clothes either. It's not you, it's them. These people often represent literally nothing. Their character is often as plain as their clothes, and I'd much rather be your friend than there's 8. Go on with your life. They're not worth your time. Red Heart.